You wanted the best, you got the best. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Omnibroslive on this beautiful Thursday of April 30th of the year 2020. With me, as always, is the lovely Mr. Giovanni Menendez from Puerto Rico and A Week in Geekdom. Now, Gio, why don't you grace us with those soft foot tones, sir?
Thank you. Comics Guide 101. Happy to be here on this fine Thursday evening, getting ready to hang out with the chat, talk comic books, talk nerdy news, whatever the heck you guys want to throw at us, we'll talk about it because it's another Q&A episode. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of news to go around, so we just wanted to chill out with you guys. Unfortunately, Omnidog is feeling a little under the weather. He'll be back Sunday, so don't worry. And yeah, let's just have fun and talk whatever you guys want.
Amen, man. It's been one of those weeks. I think for all of us, it's been pretty long and stressful, and I think we're all kind of feeling the effects of it. We just want to kind of relax and mellow out for today.
Oh yeah, for sure. But if you want to mellow out and chill by ordering some kick-ass books, I've got the recipe just for you. You're going to go to instocktrades.com. Over there, you're going to place an order for your favorite collected editions and manga, up to 50% off. You know, if you keep buying week to week, you get a loyalty discount, and that tacks on an extra 2%. And if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Not only that, you get fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging when you order from our sponsor, instocktrades.com.
Gotta love them, man. Gotta love them. Even through all this, it still amazes me that In Stock Trades is still going forward, and they've been actually delivering. A lot of people are saying that they've been doing a really great job, and they've been getting their packages through all this mess.
I've made 3 orders since this whole crisis, and yeah, they're just chugging along. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's actually very impressive in terms of a business and everything. How they really haven't slowed down at all. We've got people that still get their orders within days.
That's true.
So what's going on with you, man? How's everything?
Doing pretty well. I apologize to the chat because we started a little later than usual because I was doing some cleaning procedures and I couldn't set up everything at 8 p.m. sharp. But other than that, I'm just hanging in there and binge watching a lot of anime and playing Animal Crossing. I don't know. It's a weird time right now.
It is. It's a weird time for everybody right now. I've finally gotten accustomed to working at home, but at the same time, it's this whole thing now where I have no fucking clue what day it is. I really don't. I hit you guys up yesterday thinking, okay, so what time are we doing how are we doing the show tonight? And all you guys were like, no, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Jesus, man.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how Jess does it. After a while, everything just kind of starts bleeding into each other, and you start thinking, what day is it? Like, you can't really process it.
The chat, we've got some people tuning in. That's awesome. Also, for everybody in the chat, you might want to stick around to the end of the episode because we are going to be giving out a $50 gift certificate courtesy of our sponsor, instocktrades.com. So yeah, don't leave. Stay with us.
Have you figured out how we're going to give it away?
I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But don't worry, we will come out of this episode with a winner. So yeah, if you've been wanting to order some cool stuff, now's the perfect opportunity. Hopefully you win, and yeah, you can get some freebies courtesy of In-Stock Trades.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, this is kind of like we're shooting from the hip today. Yeah, so if you got questions, please put them down in the chat down there. We are nothing without our lovely audience. So please, in the chat, if you have questions for us, we would be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, baby. Hunter, what is that big Overwatch book behind you? Well, don't mind if I do. Let's check this bad boy out. Oh, crap, it's heavy. Give me a second. This is the art of Overwatch, and super heavy art book with art for the game. Let's see if I can open it up here. It has a clamp design.
Oh, that's cool.
And when you open it up, what the heck was? Oh, it's a slipcase. I forgot. Okay, so when you open this thing, put that on the floor there.
That is
pretty. You get a bunch of things. You get some art, which I'll show you guys in a second. Comes framed and everything. And you can get the book separate. I should probably highlight myself for a second there. You can get this book separately, just this, but I had the expensive edition, I guess, which comes with this slipcase in the silhouette of Tracer. And this is the book.
That is beautiful, man.
You get art from the first year of the game. So you get stuff like this.
Oh, and it has information on the characters?
Yeah, it has all the info on the characters, all the concept designs, and it even has this thing, all the stuff from the game. The icons, and my favorite part, let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. You get to see the sprays or the stickers from the game.
Oh, man, that's really cool.
Yeah. So it doesn't have, it only has the initial heroes. It doesn't have, you know, they've updated the game multiple times. So, yeah. There's what was that?
Oh no, I was saying, like, what's the character roster? What's the roster up to at this point? Because they just keep stacking and adding characters, and we're supposed to get Overwatch 2 sometime next year, I think.
Overwatch 2 is coming out next year, supposedly. It hasn't been delayed so far.
Yeah.
And I think we're up to, maybe somebody in the chat can help me out. I think we're up to 29 heroes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Google it.
Insane.
Current.
I'm gonna call it right now. Overwatch 2, if it's exclusive to next gen console, that's what's gonna be to push you over to get a next gen console.
Oh, I'm getting that. I'm getting the Xbox first, no doubt.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Yeah, and eventually I'll get the PlayStation. I want both. I want the PS5 and the Xbox, but yeah. I will be getting them.
Yeah.
2020, 30. There are 30 players right now.
Yeah.
The 30 characters. So this comes with the box, obviously. And aside from the slipcase, what the hell? You get these prints, which are really cool.
Oh, those are nice.
Me with myself again. So you get these limited edition thingamajigs with art from the game. So that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, because it's only 3, is the cover of the book in a print.
That's nice.
Yep.
Surprised you haven't framed any of that.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to frame stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of on the subject of video games, we're just kind of shooting all over the hip. Well, let's see if we have any questions. We've done a few. Actually, let's go with that first, and then we can talk about what I was going to bring up.
Which one?
We got a few questions. David Cott has one. Mr. Awesome. So we can kind of just start going down the queue a little bit.
When are y'all going to start reading Mistborn? First of all, I have no idea what Mistborn is, so I apologize. So, David, what is Mistborn? Lou, if you know, please.
I got this one. Brandon Sanderson, who is an amazing writer, who he's writing currently right now, the I'm a little bit buzzed, so sorry. War of Kings series. I believe that's what it's called. He has this whole universe, and it's like the Mistborn universe and like the War of Kings. Basically, he's just got this series of books, and he's expanding on this entire universe. And the Mistborn series, I think, is like 4 books out of that series that connects in the slow little pieces to the other series that he's got going on right now. And I plan on it. I'm still trying to make my way through the first book. I have a lot more free time right now to make my way through the first book of War of Kings. I'm like 90% done, but it's fantastic. It's really great. I believe they auctioned it off to Amazon to make a series out of it. But for those of you out there that I've talked about this before on the show, if you're looking for something really good to read, it's a prose series. It's not a comic book series or a manga series. It's called the War of Kings series, and it's by Brandon Sanderson, and it's fantastic. It's phenomenal. We're talking about amazing characters, and if you like Game of Thrones and George R.R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson to me is 10 times the writer that George R.R. Martin is. He's way better in terms of fleshing out his universe, in terms of his characters, and in terms of actually making you give more of a damn about them. And this is most likely against George R.R. Martin, but I think George R.R. Martin's writing at times can be a little bit difficult because Martin really likes to just blow out small details, whereas Brandon Sanderson's writing style is more really focused and really narrowed in on the plot, on the characters, and what is going on around them. And I think some of that stuff is to Martin's detriment, especially when you start getting into the later half of the Game of Thrones books when they change editors, and Martin just pretty much just had free reign to do almost whatever he wanted to do. Whereas for me, Brandon Sanderson really doesn't have that problem. His most notable claim to fame is actually that he ended up finishing up the Wheel of Time series after Robert Jordan died. Robert Jordan was a famous writer in the late 80s and 90s, and his claim to fame was the Wheel of Time. Unfortunately, Jordan never finished the series before he died, but he left super detailed notes, and he handpicked Brandon Sanderson in order to finish Wheel of Time, and his wife helped him finish it. So Brandon Sanderson did that, and then he kind of branched out and did his own thing. It's great, and I urge you guys. There are a few college lectures that Brandon Sanderson has on YouTube about writing and how to write and how to create magic systems in writing and things like that are phenomenal. They are incredibly well detailed.
Nice.
Yeah, it's his writing isn't as violent and gory and grotesque and full of nudity and stuff like that as Martin's is. And I think that kind of has a lot to do more with his background, because Brandon Sanderson is oh my gosh, he's Mormon. Brandon Sanderson is a Mormon, and he's a practicing Mormon. So he his writing is much more clean, but it's still just as good as anything that any of these other guys have put out in the last few years.
So we need to check out Mistborn then.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Check out all of this stuff. He's got a whole universe that's interconnected in small ways. But his big thing right now is the War of Kings series that he's going through right now. He's on book 4. I believe book 4 comes out at the end of this year. Knock on wood. I don't think anything is delayed. And I'm 90% done with book 1. I love all his characters. Like Kaladin is an amazingly well fleshed out character, and it just I can't sing praises enough, man.
Nice. There you have it. Hayden. Speaking of anime, I started watching the original Pokemon for the first time since I was a kid. Oh, okay. Since I was a kid, and never realized how much they don't care about the fourth wall in it. That first season is just legendary, in my opinion.
Oh, it's Way of Kings. My mistake. Way of Kings, not War of Kings. Sorry.
Way of Kings.
Way of Kings. My bad.
Gotcha. Mr. Awesome, what is your favorite comic to TV show adaptation? I finished the Umbrella Academy show. It was different, but excellent nonetheless. Comic to TV.
Tough. That's real tough.
The first 3 seasons, I would say Walking Dead, which I really love those first 3 seasons. Don't care about the show afterwards. I thought that was really cool. I just fell out of it.
Was it the Negan thing that broke you? Because I know for a lot.
No, I didn't mind. It was just it's the same thing with the comic. I mean, I get it. You want to create this universe of zombies, but you can only do so much with a universe of zombies. You know, the stories eventually are going to start circling around each other. I didn't really care for it. But that first 3 seasons, I loved the cinematography and I know a lot of people hated the farm and how it was done on TV, but I thought it was dramatic enough. I liked it.
It was that was Frank Darabont. Frank Darabont did the first 1.5 seasons.
Yeah.
And then they took him off the project.
I love The Boys. I talked about it Monday. I've never read The Boys, nor have I watched The Boys. So I don't know.
Oh, dude, you still haven't seen The Boys?
No, it doesn't really interest me that much. Gotta be honest with you.
Okay.
Maybe I'll watch it one day, but it's not a priority.
Okay, no, that's fair. I will say that The Boys is vastly more toned down in certain ways than the comic book adaptation.
Oh, you told me about the comic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's vastly more toned down. Does Watchmen count for this?
I forgot about Watchmen. Yeah.
Does it count? It's a sequel to the comic.
It's still based on a comic. So, or on comic book characters, anyways. I don't know.
It's tough.
What? It's our show. We'll include it. Whatever. Watchmen.
Because honestly, if you want me to, my opinion is that Watchmen is the best comic book TV show we've ever had.
I would agree 99.9%. I won't agree 100 because that is dangerous.
That's my 2 cents.
Freddie, I'm almost done with Futurama rewatch, so curious to know which Lou considers superior for 7 seasons of Simpsons or Futurama.
That's tough. That's really tough, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not a huge fan of both shows, but I will say I would pick. Oh, crap. I'd go with The Simpsons for me.
You know, but Futurama does have that dog episode, man.
Oh, no, that doesn't exist. I know what you mean, but that does not exist.
Like, The Simpsons has never made me cry like that, like Futurama, because Futurama does do the dog episode, and it just breaks your heart.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Futurama. I think overall Futurama is it's such a different time. It's because the context of when the seasons aired, it was a different time period, and The Simpsons had already been on for so long already. And, you know, you could argue that The Simpsons had already kind of started on the decline a little bit when Futurama first started.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick with Futurama on this one.
The curve on Futurama is better, though, because it started out, for me at least, a little slow, and then it kept rising, and it stayed that way. Whereas The Simpsons, there's a noticeable dip in that show.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's overall what I think the issue with The Simpsons is more. I still think The Simpsons have every once in a while a really solid episode. Like they're more hit than miss for me, and I try to stay up to date as much as possible. But every once in a while, man, you get a really solid. They knock it out of the park, but it's rare now.
Hunter, there are 32 heroes. That's right, because I forgot about Echo, which came out last week or the other week before. Let's see. The show Jess isn't here for, and Gio's rocking the Harley tee. Yeah, there you go.
That is a nice team.
Got to represent.
Nice
Big Damn Sin City is up to number 2 on In Stock Trades. That's awesome. Who would have thunk it?
Did they do a reprint? They just did a reprint of it?
I don't know. I think that the reprint is still in stock, I think. Let's see. What's the top 10 on In Stock Trades? Yeah, number one on in stock trades is the Marvel's 25th anniversary hardcover, which I really want to get. Number two, there it is, Big Damn Sin City. Number three is Batman Universe hardcover. Number four is the Kill or Be Killed Deluxe Edition hardcover. Number five is Black Hammer and Justice League Hammer of Justice hardcover. Number six is the History of Marvel Universe, the Treasury Edition, the variant. Number seven is House of X, Powers of X hardcover. That thing keeps selling. Number eight is Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 4.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Nice. Number nine is Saga Deluxe Edition hardcover Volume 3.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I know. And number 10 is the new X-Men Omnibus from Grant Morrison, the new printing.
Really?
That is a wild top 10.
That is. Well, I think it's also because there's almost nothing coming out right now, so people are just kind of going through their backlog, and they're like, well, you know, some people are still making a paycheck right now, so like, yeah, I'll spend a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, this is what you were talking about earlier, right? The Mistborn era?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I wanted senators and a lot more lawyers. So actually, I wanted to bring something up with you, and I wanted to get your 2 cents on it because it's been the thing that everybody's talking about online over the last few days, and I think you'll know what I'm going to be talking about. How do you feel about, and we're not going to spoil it, we're not going to get into details, everything that's going on with The Last of Us right now?
I've stayed away from it because I want to play it, and I hate spoilers in general. My channel is a spoiler-free zone. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate the spoilers, not the free zone. But it sucks for Naughty Dog and for people to get like, how do I say this?
It's a touchy subject.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to release this later in the year, possibly with because it was scheduled for May, and then it got delayed indefinitely, and everybody started suspecting, oh, well, then release it with the PlayStation 5 around that time in the fall or winter. But now that you have this massive leak, you have to release it as soon as possible because then nobody's going to buy your freaking game. Yeah. And The Last of Us relies heavily on the narrative. It's not like Animal Crossing, which if it leaks, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Because Animal Crossing, you play it, you do the things. But with Last of Us, it hinges so heavily on the narrative that I fear looking at anything because I don't want that to influence my decision when I get the game and I play the story. Because I might see the finale and think it's terrible. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But if I play the thing, the context will change and I will understand. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree with you. First off, let's we got a super chat, so let's acknowledge that. Thank you, sir. Or man.
Thank you so much, Gio. Your review of Witch Hat Atelier inspired me to give it a try. Is that a good way into manga, or you recommend something else for a manga noob? No, that is a perfect starting point. That is a gorgeous looking series, and I highly recommend it. Everybody should get that series or try and read it online. Let me check real quick before we continue with the Last of Us thing.
You're doing that.
Right now, if we go to that big A website, which I'm not going to name, if you Google Witch Hat Atelier, dang it. All right, you guys missed it. But up until last week, the first volume was on sale for $1. You could have bought digitally the first.
Damn.
On Comixology and stuff. So, but it's back to like $7, which is not bad. You know, regular covers like $10-11. But it's such a fun, wholesome, beautifully drawn series that it's like you said, it's the perfect entryway for a manga noob. But really, don't call yourself that. Uh, no, I typically don't like using noobs as a terminology. But yeah, that's a great starting point. So you're doing good, man. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Really, really, we do. All right, just get back on track. So, for those of you that don't know, and I won't be spoiling anything here. I don't know how you've missed it, some of you. Apparently, Last of Us 2 leaked, and we're not talking about, well, maybe one or two things. We're talking about full-on cutscenes. We're talking about full-on gameplay videos, and we're talking about full-on huge plot points and potentially the very ending of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so without spoiling it, I will say I am a weak person, and I just caved. I was like, you know what? I live my life on the internet a lot of the time because of the show we do, because of the YouTube stuff and all that other stuff, and because of Twitter. I was like, you know what? Somebody's gonna fucking spoil it to me anyway. So I did look up the spoilers. I did look up the videos. I will say, based on what I know and without the context of playing the game, because it can change once you get the final product in your hands, and we don't have the context of what the actual game is. I didn't like what I saw. I wasn't, and Last of Us is one of those. It's one of those games for me. It's in my top 5 of all time. I love Last of Us. It's incredible. The story, it's incredible, but the story and the writing is really what pushes it over. And you made a great point when you said that it's not like Animal Crossing, where if somebody says, "Oh, well, you get a golden shovel in Animal Crossing," it's like, "Oh, well, okay, who cares?" You play Last of Us for the plot, and to have these major plot points leak, it is a fucking huge blow to Naughty Dog. On the other hand, we've also heard, and there's been a lot of reports, Naughty Dog hasn't been treating their employees that well. Apparently. We're talking about crunch is insane over there, where they're working in just difficult hours, forcing employees, if they quit, that they have to sign this form where you won't say anything about their working conditions there, and it's just a giant mess over at Naughty Dog, which is a shame because Naughty Dog is one of the best studios around right now. Apparently, they couldn't hire anybody that was a game animator because their reputation in the area where they work at is so bad that they had to get movie studio animators to come in and help finish Last of Us 2. Yeah, it's really, apparently this is really bad over there. So, apparently what ended up happening, and this is all speculation, is one of the people that worked there ended up leaking the game. They ended up leaking the game in response to all this, and in response to the mistreatment, and in response to lack of pay and things like that. And it's just all over the internet right now. Like, it's all over the internet. And the thing is, The Last of Us 2 was delayed indefinitely. There was no release date. And I firmly believe they were going to delay this sucker all the way out to the PS5. And it was going to be a multi-plat PS4, PS5 game. And they were going to tie that in together. And this really forced their hand. Because, like, the very next day, it was like, oh, yeah, we're releasing Last of Us in June. Like, it's coming out now.
Yeah.
Which you might as well do it because the whole plot is pretty much online.
I saw some people online complaining like, "Oh, Ghost of Tsushima's delayed. What the hell?" I'm like, bro, you can't have two massive titles compete in the same month. Calm down. From the same for the PlayStation. It's natural. If Last of Us is coming out in June, then you got to push the other one to July. It's still coming out, and I'm more excited about that one instead of Last of Us. And to be fair, I don't think we really needed a Last of Us 2.
I don't need
playing the first one. So this is sort of like a icing on the cake. I don't know. I never needed it. I played the first game on the PS3, and I'm like, this was amazing. This was like near perfect for me. This was one of the best games ever. I'm done. And then they announced it. I'm like, okay, I'm bored again. I don't know.
Right. I totally, I'm in 100% with you. When they first announced it, I was more on the side of why. Like, the story is pretty much done here, and I'm good with it. I am 100% good with where the story left off, and that's one of those things where, kind of bringing it around, to comic books again, I've talked about this before, but DC came crawling back to Darwin Cook asking him, please do more New Frontier. New Frontier is incredible. We want you to do more New Frontier. Please, 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 please. We love it. It sells well. And Darwin Cook refused to do any more New Frontier. And the reason behind that is because he called it Rocky Syndrome. And you can look up this interview when he was alive. It's on iFanboy. And with Rocky, when you watch Rocky, you don't think about Rocky being an Oscar-winning film, because it is. The first one actually won an Oscar. I forgot what it won for. I think it was screenplay.
I think so.
You don't think about that. You think about all the craziness of the sequels and, Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago, which, don't get me wrong, I love all those films, except for the less we say about Rocky V, the better. You don't think about that. And I think that there is a certain amount of danger of going back to the well way too much. And I think no matter what they did, there was no way they could top the writing of the first game in terms of what people's expectations were. But I was looking online and stuff like that, and I'm kind of in the camp where, based on, again, haven't played it, haven't gotten my hands on it, could totally change once I get my hands on it. I could be a sobbing, whimpering baby by the time the credits roll in the next game. Having read this, what's going to happen, I'm not crazy about it, man. I'm not crazy about what's going on. And apparently the ending leaked online, which I saw the video that a lot of people are claiming is the ending, and I have my doubts as far as if that is the ending or not, because if it is the ending, that is a horrible way to end your story on. So we'll see. I mean, we don't have to wait that much. We've got, 2 months before it comes out? June? Yeah. So it's right around the corner, and we'll see what ends up happening. But I'm not crazy about where they're taking it.
Got more questions coming in. Catching up to the chat. How does Preacher compare to the comics? Stick to the comics, in my opinion. I don't care for the show.
How many seasons of Preacher have you seen?
I only saw the first one. Did not care at all.
First season, all you need to watch is the pilot and the last episode.
Good.
That's all you need to watch. Season 2 is much better, and they hit the ground running on season 2. And from season 2 onward, it's a lot better of a show. It really is. It's the case where season 1, like a lot of TV shows, they're still finding their footing and they're not sure where they're going with it. But once they hit that second season, it really does a lot better. But the book is always better.
What's something you liked in a bad comic book movie and something you disliked in a good comic book movie? That's a cool question. For me, something I liked in a bad comic book movie. I'm going to say, let's pick Green Lantern. I liked Mark Strong as Sinestro.
I agree.
And especially the end credit scene was amazing. And something you disliked in a good comic book movie.
Here we go. This is going to be controversial.
I'm sorry, but a good 80% of the jokes in Thor Ragnarok just completely fell flat.
Oh, Gio.
I like the movie, and I've rewatched it a couple times. I still enjoy it, but the humor for some of the stuff, I'm like, okay, whatever.
I've heard that from a few people, that the humor for Thor Ragnarok just did not click with them. It didn't work.
There are a lot of things I liked, and I don't mind it being funny at all. And I do think it's a great script and all that stuff. But the actual jokes and the humor that they're doing, I'm like, it's not for me. Especially with Mark Ruffalo. And I don't know. It was a little bit too cringy for my taste. But I do recognize that it is an amazing movie and one of the best.
Okay. Yeah, man. That's your opinion. That's totally cool. You can be wrong. I say that with love. I'm kidding. No,
that's right.
You're not the first person that's told me that the humor for Thor Ragnarok just did not click with them. It just didn't work. Humor, humor's tricky, man. Comedy is very subjective, especially in film. It's one of the most difficult things to really nail down because, you know, I'll laugh at something and other people will think, that's not funny. But I have a childish sense of humor. For me, in a bad film, a great scene that I love, Punisher Warzone, the scene where you got
oh my god, that movie.
Parkour guys, where the guy does, you know the scene I'm talking about, where the guy does the side flip and he gets blasted by a rocket. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's fantastic. Me and Gabe hold that torch for Punisher Warzone strong, that we both love that fucking film. Jess loves it too. I remember that. Yeah, Jess loves it too. Okay. Oh god. All right, this is the one I'm gonna get hate mail on. In Endgame, I can already hear.
Shoot, I forgot about Endgame. Yeah, continue.
You're probably going to think about the same scene that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Which one?
In Endgame, and I can hear the sheaves coming out, okay? The A-Force girl power scene is a little bit forced, and it doesn't really work in the context of the film. It's not that I don't like that they highlighted all the strong women in the MCU, or, you know, that they did that. It's the way that they did it that it just really sticks out in a real bad way for me, in the sense of, like, we are all lined up, girl power, and then, you know, it's the way more of how it's shot that I have a problem with it.
Yeah, like a fourth wall breaking moment.
It takes me out of the movie every single time.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to mention what it was, because I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. So I'm going to stay quiet.
Go for it.
I always found in Endgame the cringiest thing about that movie is the 3000 line.
Oh, dude.
I know, and it's a very sweet moment, but I don't like it because of the fandom, not because of the movie. Because it was so used so much, and I cringed so much at all the YouTube videos, all the Facebook comments, all the people posting emojis on Facebook about it, and everybody using the stupid hashtag. It got to me to a point. I'm like, I don't care about the 3000 thing. Come on.
I agree.
But I do agree, it's a really wonderful scene, whatever. The fandom made me hate it. There you go.
I've got another one.
Oh, boy.
Every scene with the child actress in Wonder Woman. Every scene without fail.
I need to watch that movie again to see the kid in action, because I barely remember her acting ability.
Yeah, she was that bad. So that's why you kind of blocked it out. It makes sense.
I don't know. Let's see. Bandito Geo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is so weird and fun, LOL, but should I get into the manga? I mean, the manga's the original, and we're not getting part 6, 7, or 8 anytime soon in anime, so you might as well get into the manga, because the stuff that they're doing with Steel Ball Run and the current stuff, JoJo Lion, I think it's called, it's impressive. I haven't kept up with it, but I do know what the plot is about, and it's pretty badass.
I still need to dive into that. Hell, I'm finishing up Evangelion for the first time for me right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's okay so far.
What episode are you on?
Of Evangelion?
Yeah.
I'm like on 7.
Oh man. Okay. No. Yeah. Keep watching, because halfway point, you start to see why the show is so famous after so long. So
okay.
Just keep watching, because it starts out in a particular way, kind of formulaic, and it's not until a certain event happens. I think it's episode 15 or 16, something like that.
Okay.
Where all the craziness begins, and you're like, okay, I can see why people like continue to talk about this series for so long.
So does it basically have like its cowboy where you hit Ballad of the Fallen Angels and just goes from there?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, because I remember watching Cowboy Bebop my first time. I was like, well, this is really good, but I'm not in love with this. And then you hit, I think it's Ballad of the Fallen Angels. I think it's episode 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. And Jesus, the writing, the music, just incredible. And it's just like, whoa. It almost catches you off guard. Like, where the hell did this come from?
Mm-hmm. It's like you're watching a movie right there.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's so good that I almost want to tell people if you're first watching Cowboy Bebop, watch that episode and then go back and watch the rest, and you'll be okay. Because now you know what you can expect. Not saying it's bad, but Jesus, man, that episode is so good.
Nice. And I wish Dark Horse would reprint Plague of Frogs. I think it'll happen. Just it's going to take a very long time for it to happen, but I think it'll happen.
I'll go as far as to say I think we will get a BPRD TV show on Netflix.
Oh, that would be so badass.
I don't think we'll get Hellboy because that brand is kind of tarnished right now after everything, but I'm willing to bet we will get BPRD.
You think they would collect the Black Hammer Justice League story in the upcoming library editions? I don't think so because of the DC license. I think it was just for the comic and the hardcover. I don't see them going back and getting the rights to print the big book with the DC characters in it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there are a lot of comments. I'm catching up. Yeah. I thought the Preacher TV was fun, not better than the comics. Yeah. Ben Affleck as Batman was a good choice in a Bat movie. I'd love Ben Affleck as Batman. He's my favorite.
Yep, I agree. Aside from I wasn't crazy about the killing thing, but as a Batman, I fucking loved him as Batman. I thought he was great. He's just amazing actor, amazing Batman. Not in a good movie, unfortunately.
I'm still pissed that he got robbed and didn't have his own movie, but whatever.
I personally would really love to see the script of because him and Jeff Johns, they wrote an Arkham Asylum style script that Affleck was going to direct. I would love to get my hands on that and see what they were playing.
Yeah, that looked pretty interesting. Left Behind is fantastic. Matt is commenting on Last of Us was perfect and had arguably the greatest DLC in Left Behind. You know, I never played that, the DLC.
It's great. No, it's really great, man. It's I don't get why all these people are pissy because Ellie's a lesbian. Because when you play Left Behind, that's what's pretty much spelled out, that she is a lesbian.
Crazy Jane, I just completed Uncharted 4 this afternoon, and that had a great ending. Would have expected the same type of treatment. The ending of Uncharted 4 is so good because when you're done, it's like the ending of a great movie, and you just had the greatest time. And then the credits roll, and you're treated with the after credits playthrough thing. Spoilers if you haven't played the game. I'm not going to reveal what happens, but there's a scene afterwards. And it's so sweet, and it's the perfect cherry on top for that franchise. Yeah. Fantastic way to end that series.
I agree. 100% agree with you. So, again, we haven't played it, so we can't really give you a definitive yes or no on the ending of Last of Us 2. Based on what I read, and again, I really doubt the video that's leaked out there is the true ending of that game, because if it is, then oh man, that's not a good way to go out on.
The thing with the humor. All right, here's the thing. The thing with the humor in that movie, it's a little bit of an overkill, because at some points in the film, I like the scene where Banner jumps to the what's it called, the Rainbow Bridge, and he falls flat. It's fine, but it takes all suspense and drama away from the film.
Okay.
And I don't, because it's such an overkill in the comedy, I don't feel like there is an urgency to what's going on. I don't see or I don't feel the need to worry about these characters and just see them as slapstick comedic characters that at the end of the day they'll win because they're the heroes and that's it. There's no danger involved when you have scenes like that for me. So when I saw that, it's funny, but I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then they win the fight and everything, and the movie ends. So there's no real danger for me. And especially with what's her face, Hela, which stayed 80% of the movie without the main cast. She's by herself. So when she comes in at the end, I'm like, sure, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to be scared by her. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, man, that's no problem. I totally get where you're coming from in the sense where Marvel actually tends to do this, where they can be hit or miss with their comedy, and depending on where they insert their comedy, it can totally undercut a scene in a dramatic moment where this is a super dramatic moment. Let's have a comedic moment here to break that moment up. But what you're doing is you're kind of derailing the tension from a scene, and once you derail it in that scene, you're not getting it back. That's it.
Yeah.
You just snap it. You break it. But like, okay. I'm watching The Wire right now for the first time, and I'm 10 episodes into season 1, which, by the way, thank you, Matt Miranda. It's without a shadow of a doubt one of the best first seasons that I've. Matt Miranda has been pushing me to watch the damn Wire for like 2 years since I've known the guy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the first message Matt Miranda ever sent me, and it's all love, buddy. I got nothing but love for you. I'm pretty sure the first message that he sent me was, "You need to watch The Wire." And I'm finally, it took a quarantine and almost the end of the damn world for me to watch The Wire. But The Wire is so goddamn good at being able to build tension and inserting small comedic moments that don't take away from that tension. And it's just such great writing. And I think that's the biggest issue that I have with a lot of the Marvel stuff, where they can take it way too far in the other direction. And I'm like, this isn't working for me anymore.
Yeah. I remember when the movie was coming out and we talked about this, the time travel aspect.
I fucking hate time travel as a gimmick. I hate time travel.
Stark is a genius. He solved that stuff in one night. That's amazing. He booted up that augmented reality PC and just boom, one night, time travel. Let's go.
Dude, do you remember, like, me and Gabe, we didn't get into an argument about it, but we had a really long, like, just conversation where the whole day we would go back and forth about how the stupid time travel would work in Endgame and how it really doesn't work and it doesn't kind of make sense. And then you create this and I hate time travel. I really do. Because time travel for me is just a complete, it's a deus ex machina. It's an easy way to get out of if you're a writer, time travel is the easiest way to get out of a tough situation that you put yourself in.
I mean, if we really think about it, I would have reworked Endgame instead of doing the time travel stuff. I would have just assembled new heroes, called them the New Avengers, go fight with Thanos, win over the gauntlet, and wish everybody back. And that's the end of the movie. I didn't have to do the whole time heist thing, which was badass and awesome. I loved it. But I'm just saying, we didn't really need an overcomplicated plot to bring everybody back. You didn't have to do the thing where he wanted to destroy the gems or whatever. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I mean, I think it's more for shock value, but then without that scene, you also kind of don't lean into the scene where Thor is super depressed and he falls down the hole and stuff. That scene leads into that, basically. That's more connected to what that is. And I agree with you. My big issue with that scene, and I might be alone on this, is they kill Thanos in the first 30 minutes of that film, like the Thanos that we know. And technically, the Thanos we get later on in the film is still the same Thanos, but not. So for me, it kind of took away from that satisfaction of them seeing does that make sense? Like the actual proper Thanos that they faced off in Infinity War. it kind of took away from that from me a little bit. Where yeah, it's still the same Thanos, but technically it's not.
Yeah,
they changed that away, and we're just kind of dissecting Endgame now at this point because it's been almost a year, so we could talk about it. Personally, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the post-snap world because we only get a little bit of it. I would have liked to have seen maybe, and I know a lot of people are going to hate this. I would have loved to have seen maybe Endgame be split up into 2 films, and we get more of the post-snap world where it's kind of a leftover style world, because that's the vibe you get when you. I don't know if you've ever seen The Leftovers. That's the vibe. That's the vibe you get when you get back into Endgame, and then like the world has kind of moved on and things are like really weird and stuff like that. Like I really would have liked to have seen that a lot more. Just fan fiction at this point.
You know what? I wanted. I knew they didn't have the rights for the Fantastic Four stuff, but my favorite scene in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline is when they do the maneuver with Silver Surfer on the board. He swoops in at the last minute, like the final signal for the charge attack. That's my favorite part of the fight. I wanted something like that, and maybe you could have done it with Adam Warlock or introduced a key cosmic player, maybe a Nova Force member that survived or something. That's what I wanted in that movie, and what we got was fantastic, a masterpiece in action cinema, but we'll see it eventually with the Annihilation movie. I'm still hoping we'll get Annihilation movie.
Who do you think is the next big bad for the MCU? Annihilus?
The future is cosmic, because the movies that are grounded on Earth, all the villains get disposed of at the end. They all die. So I think you need a cosmic villain. So if it's not Annihilus, maybe you're going to start setting up the Heralds and then introduce Galactus, because I would like to see the Heralds first.
Yeah. No.
Maybe with Fantastic Four, you get Silver Surfer, Terrax, all.
Well, I think the tone to kind of take it, and fingers crossed, John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. Please, let's make that happen. We know he's met with. Cool. Please, just the guy fucking looks like him, with the beard. I have my fingers crossed that I kind of hope that first Fantastic Four, we kind of get more of a lighthearted tone for the Fantastic Four. My pitch for the Fantastic Four has always been you do it as a period piece, and you have it set during the space race, like the comics are. During the space race, and that can justify them going up into space, them getting the powers and all this other stuff. Have them tie into S.H.I.E.L.D., and you tie it into Scott Lang, Ant-Man. Yeah. You could tie that into Ant-Man, and that kind of plugs into that. And then at the end of the film, you find some way for them to get caught in the I'm a bit buzzed, so you have to apologize. Where Annihilus comes from, the negative zone.
Negative zone, yeah.
Yeah. So have them figure out a way to get caught in the negative zone, and then you could have the post-credit scene of them being pulled out of the negative zone or whatever.
That could be fun.
And have them in modern day. And that's my grand idea of how one way they could do it. But I don't think you introduce Silver Surfer right off the bat.
Oh, no. Maybe for movie 2 or something. Infinity War 10 times better than Endgame. Yes. Infinity War to me is the better structured film. Endgame, Endgame has that glorious finale fight that everybody will remember forever. But Infinity War was hands down a much better film, in my opinion.
I agree. Pacing wise, I think Infinity War is a much better film, and it lends itself more to rewatching. I've lost track of how many times I've put it in Infinity War, where the issue with Endgame is its pacing is kind of all over the place. And once they get into the time travel stuff, as cool as that is, and it was amazing the first time, once you watch it again, it really kind of slows down, and you kind of just really want to get to the ending of it, where you get that big payoff.
Yeah. Hayden, I agree with you, sir. I 100% agree with you.
You didn't like it? Wow.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's that I always see Captain America as the type of hero that at the beginning of the movie, they're talking about moving on from what happened because you got to keep moving forward. So yeah, I get it. You want to give him this one last thing to like screw what I just said. I'm going to go back and do my own thing. But I don't. The world needs a Captain America, especially after defeating Thanos and everybody coming back and the confusion. Because it's not like, oh, everybody came back. That's it. You're bringing back hundreds of millions of billions of people in Earth and in the universe and all that stuff. You're going to need all hands on deck for this. Shield's gone, so you need more help. And to have Cap old, I'm like, whatever. I get it. You wanted to do the love thing, whatever.
I mean, but there was no other way for them to end his story. Like that makes the story come full circle in terms of writing, and he has to dance with her. You got to end it that way. There was no other way to do it. It makes sense. Like that logically, that is where you would take his story.
I just wanted to see more Chris Evans.
I know. He's sexy. I miss him too.
A first moment needed to be written better, and it would have been cool. I actually liked it. I didn't mind it as much, but I agree of it being sort of out of place. Like here it is. Here's the A-Force team. There you go.
It's so much in your face. It's just crammed in your face in that scene, and I'm like, ah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with girl power. I don't want people being like, what the hell are you talking about? I agree. I just, I can see the complaints. I understand. But I like the scene. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them, emphasizing all the strong women in the MC. There's no problem with me on that. It's more of the way that they did it that I don't like it.
Somebody posted something in the chat about Wonder Woman 84. I'm not going to post it because it's a rumor, but we haven't seen official images of Cheetah except for merchandise. And the concept that they're doing for Cheetah, and I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. We're talking Endgame. I'm crossing over Wonder Woman. The design for Cheetah is so awesome and unique. I love it. It's this mix of animalistic with the human version where she has the suit with the little ears.
Yeah.
And her hair is all slick to her back, and it looks fantastic. And she's got the eyeshadow, for the Cheeto marks on the animal's eyes. Mm-hmm. It looks awesome. I cannot wait. I really don't want them to delay this movie. I know it's probably going to be delayed. I'm pessimistic about it, but I really want to see Cheetah in a live action movie badly.
What are they saying? November?
August.
August.
The release.
August. They still haven't delayed Tenet, and Tenet is a July release.
But I don't want to go to a movie theater right now, especially with the way the world is. August is too soon for me to go to a movie theater.
But Tenet. I'm.
Are you going to sit there and catch a virus because you want to see Tenet? Because I don't trust my neighbors.
It's tempting. I have my fingers crossed that they
OCD about cleaning. I don't trust. I don't know what they're up to.
I have my fingers crossed that Tenet, and this is the only film that I want to get delayed. I have my fingers crossed Tenet will get delayed. That way I can go to an IMAX theater properly the next one.
Here's what you need to do. You need to go with your face mask. You need to go with wipes, Lysol, and you deep clean that seat, and you bring buddies with you. So you do like a little cross area on the seats, and you create a perimeter, and nobody can invade that space. So if somebody comes, you're like, no, social distancing, I'm watching this movie, and you put your mask on, and maybe I can see you enjoying the film that way. Yeah. But I'm not going to trust people. We're pretty disgusting as a species. So, no.
Tenet is really the only film that I would happily pay the $20 to watch at my house, just to rent. I would put down the $20 so I could watch it in my 7.1.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
Yeah.
I hope they do Fantastic Four like Homecoming. We don't need a Fantastic Four origin story. Yeah, we don't need it. We can do a small exposition dump and be fine with it because I think people know about the Fantastic Four.
Blast them into space, radiation, got it.
Yeah. Space, mumbo jumbo. Let's see. Oh, there was a message. Looking forward to Feige's take on Doom. Doom's going to be badass. I cannot wait for that.
Doom's going to be great.
And if they better keep him alive because I'm going to be pissed if they kill him off.
Oh, can you imagine if they killed Doom off in the first film?
Dude, that's a big sin.
That's a big no. No,
you have a golden opportunity now with Phase 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, because you have Doom, Norman Osborn, the reintroduction of Kingpin, and Magneto. So you have villains that don't need to be killed off, and they could keep showing up in multiple films and interact with different heroes and be villains like Overlord villains.
Oh yeah, no, totally. And we're getting Blade. Mahershala Ali, one of the best fucking working actors alive today, is doing Blade. I am so down for it. Oh, totally, man. And we're getting Doctor Strange by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, who hasn't done a film in years, and he's coming back to do Doctor Strange, which perfect. Absolutely perfect for him.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Give me one quick second because my computer's not charging. Let me check my connector.
Oh, dude.
Hold down the fort for me, son.
Yeah, no problem, man. Let's see. Where were you at? I don't think I could highlight comments like you can. No, I can't. Oh, you had some people agreeing with you. The Orville. Endzone, John Krasinski.
Next time, Geo, make sure to plug the actual connector to the wall because I forgot. I've been plugging it for a couple minutes. I'm like, why isn't it charging? I hadn't connected it to the outlet. Council of Reeds, please. Yes.
Yes, please.
The unpopular opinion: Silver Surfer was well done in FF2, even though a lot of Silver Surfer was fantastic in that movie. Lawrence Fishburne voicing him with Doug Jones doing the mocap. That was badass. I liked it. And they tried to do Ultimate Galactus, but ultimately failed. Not a lot of people knew what the heck Galactus was with the cloud and stuff.
Space Dust.
Plus, it was 2008 or whatever year that was, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have the technology to do a giant humanoid creature, nor the public was ready to see that. So I can't fault them for playing it safe.
Do you? Okay, when we do get a Galactus, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable, I think, at this point, in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Do you want full-on purple skirt, giant 50,000-foot tall hat Galactus? Like, you want that Galactus, or do you want some variation to it?
I like the idea that every species sees him differently. I want to see that portrayed in film, and eventually leading up to the big reveal, like when he arrives on Earth and you see the giant face up there in the sky or something. Yeah. You don't have to do the full body shot. You can just maybe do like Andros in Star Fox, where you just see the head with the arms. You could do that. I don't know, but I do want to see the face at least.
Okay, all right.
Here's a non-Marvel question. N-Man, Geo, I'm about to buy some Yu Yu Hakusho manga. I know I asked you the other day, but I have heard that the anime is better than the manga. Talk me into it or out of it. Lou, any thoughts also? For the most part, I think the anime is just as great as the manga. The ending for both are pretty spot on. They do stick the landing, and there is a satisfying conclusion. I just think the anime handled the ending a little bit better and a lot more satisfying. But they cover the same thing, obviously. The anime is adapting the manga. When it comes to fighting stuff, I tend to gravitate towards the anime side of things because of the movement and the fluidity of it, of the fights. And with Yu Yu Hakusho, even though the manga is fantastic, the anime is iconic, man. It's the underdog of the 90s era anime because it got overshadowed in the US by Dragon Ball, but Yu Yu Hakusho is the shit. So I would just get the you can get the manga, but if you can get the anime at some point, then do so.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Actually, I've never finished Yu Yu Hakusho.
What did you leave off?
I never read the manga. I've watched the anime. I left off at the I think it's the final tournament where he uses the Black Dragon. I forgot what it's called.
Dragon of the Darkness Flame, whatever thing.
Yes. Because that was at the time when I was watching it on Toonami. And you know, back then it's not like, oh, you DVR'd it or anything like that. It was, no, you missed it.
Yeah.
So I just fell off of it, but I always meant to come back to it. Is that pretty close to the ending?
You are in the Dark Tournament Saga.
Yeah.
There are 4 major arcs in this. You're halfway through.
Okay. So damn, I'm close to the ending.
Because it's 112 episodes, and the first part deals with Yusuke dying and coming back to life, and the first mini tournament that they're on. Then you get the full team, and they go after the oh my gosh, it was Byakko, the White Tiger, and all the other crazy foes. You get the Dark Tournament Saga, which is pretty lengthy. Then you have the Black Tape, which is my favorite arc in the whole series.
Okay.
Which is extremely dark. Like, go watch that stuff again, and it's a pretty dark arc. And then the Three Kings Demon Saga, which finishes things off. It's not as great as the other stuff, but it's still fun.
Okay.
I really want to upgrade and get the steelbooks, but I don't know how I'm going to get rid of the DVDs. So I'm stuck with them, I guess.
I think the whole series is on Hulu, though, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can watch all of Yu Yu Hakusho on Hulu. I need to go back and finish it. I know eventually Yusuke faces Togaro. I think that was his name, Togaro. And that whole thing goes down. Actually, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you had the choice of remastering an anime, which one would it be? Like, you pull a Hunter x Hunter, you do a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Which one would you choose?
Shoot. I want to say One Piece, but One Piece is so the anime.
Damn.
Because that animation, but it's so big that they'll run out of money. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with something recent, and I want a do-over for Black Clover, because that series doesn't get the love that it deserves, and it was hindered by the anime, which was kind of meh in its animation. I love Black Clover to death. I love the story, love the characters, but Studio Pierrot kind of butchered it when they were starting the animation. They had to, when the Blu-rays came out, they actually fixed a lot of the animation issues, but I would still like a do-over.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, David Codd just pegged what I would pick. I'd say Trigun.
Trigun would be great. And you adapt the full manga instead of what they did with the anime.
Exactly. Yeah, I would love to see a Trigun remastered. Because you watch Trigun right now, but they only have the DVD stuff, and it's like the boxes on the sides and stuff like that. It sucks.
Yeah, it's never gotten a Blu-ray,
which is a shame, because you would think for something so loved, because Trigun is still very loved among the fans. Never got the Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There is no.
Breaking up, Gio.
And a solid horror. Sorry.
Broke up for a second there, pal.
I'm back.
Okay.
I heard the other day the anime ending was way better, but I don't know. It's obviously the anime goes in a more satisfying way. Oh, sorry. Are they going to do a new Yu Yu Hakusho OVA? I thought I saw that the other day. They did like a anniversary special, but I think the last Steelbook is going to say it was more like a short thing.
So they're not going to do the OVA. Oh, that's disappointing.
Dragon Ball the other two. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Children of the Whales manga? I haven't read it yet, so sorry. It looks beautiful, but I haven't read it. Oh my gosh, yeah. Can we redo One Punch Man season 2?
Yes, please. Yes,
it's
please.
Such a travesty. I mean, Madhouse did such a killer job in season 1. And I love JC Staff. Don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorites, but it was not the series for them. JC Staff does well with drama, not with action pieces.
God, dude, let me tell you something. I watched, because I had heard it was bad, but holy shit, it does not prepare you how bad season 2 is.
Yep. There you go. Children of the Whales is pretty good.
Did you give away your for the season? What was your favorite anime of the winter season? It was the winter, I think, right?
2020 right now.
Mm-hmm.
My top 5. I can't even remember what I said in that video. Give me a second. I'll look at the thumbnail and then I'll remember what I voted on. Dorohedoro.
Uh-huh.
What else did I vote on? Give me a second. Where's the damn video? I'm on my own channel. I can't find it. Give me a second.
While you do that, I'm gonna go get some water. So I'm out of my drinky drink.
Yeah. My top 5 anime for winter 2020, judging by the thumbnail on my video, was Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, Somalia and the Forest Spirits, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Inspector, and my favorite was Dorohedoro. So, yeah. Guys, can't decide if I want to start Tokyo Ghoul or not. Is it worth watching? I would read the manga instead.
Ooh.
Or maybe watch the first season, but know that they don't adapt the full story, and they had to redo the ending for the first season is different from the manga. So the second series took some liberties, all that stuff. So I would recommend reading the manga, or at least watch the first season. If you like it, go ahead and go back to the manga.
And you can read the manga on the Shonen Jump app for $2.
Yep.
You know, and it's 2 sets, right? It's Tokyo Ghoul Re. R-E.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a rumor floating around that UFO Table is supposedly working on a revival for Tokyo Ghoul. They're going to do the series right and follow the manga. So I would wait for that.
Basically a brotherhood.
Yeah, UFO Table is like the creme de la creme when it comes to anime studios. They've done the Fate Stay Night series, Demon Slayer, stuff like that.
Oh man, we gotta pour one out. Demon Slayer is ending.
It's ending in May. I'm not up to date, which sucks. I'm trying to evade the internet because I don't want it spoiled.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But the manga is going to be published monthly starting in May. Okay. So we'll catch up in no time.
It's good she's ending it on top, man. What is it going to be, 20-something volumes once it's done?
The latest volume is 18 or something. So yeah, 20 something books.
So it's doable. It won't.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul 3 is getting a box set. Yes, if you want to collect the manga, there's a box set for the first series, and in October we're getting the second box set.
I read the first volume of that and I never finished it.
It's gorish, which not necessarily my thing 100% of the time, but I liked it.
Not May 2021, May 2020.
Yeah, it's ending next month. we only have like 1 or 2 chapters left. That's it.
Which caught everybody completely off guard.
Like, wait, what? It's ending?
It's over? Holy shit.
But props to her for ending it when she wanted it to. A lot of mangaka, they get stuck having to keep writing and writing and writing just to give Shonen Jump more money.
Meanwhile, My Hero Academia keeps trugging along, man, and it's so good. It's so damn good.
Dude wanted to end that series a long time ago, but then all of a sudden, cash started flowing in. I'm like, I can stretch this story out. Like, no kidding, man.
Did he want to end it a long time ago? Is that true?
He had the idea for this, was it the second movie? Was sort of the prototype for the ending of the series, but he found that he could stretch out the story and do a lot more with the world and all that stuff. And then, now.
Yeah, the paycheck started coming in, and he's like, "Oh shit, okay."
Because My Hero Academia is a beast when it comes to revenue. That stuff sells.
Oh, dude, it's all the kids in my school read.
I'm not up to date, but I love the series. I still love the series.
Oh no, I'm totally up to date as of this week, and it just keeps getting better and better. But it's literally the only thing my kids in my school read. The school that I work at, it's friggin' everywhere. It's in the Scholastic's book sale that they do every year. They sell it and they advertise it.
This is the last volume that came out. At the end, also we get to meet anime manga Norman Osborn.
Redestro. Yeah, Redestro has a big part to play later on.
Yeah. The final chapter in this book is when all the bad guys are searching for something.
Okay. I think that's...
And begins the evil year-long arc that you read.
Oh man, you are so far, you guys are so far behind in terms of weeklies.
Yeah. But the thing is, this came out in January or February. Okay. And the latest volume comes out in June. So I've been waiting patiently. And I remember when this came out, I'm like, son of a bitch, what am I going to do from now until June? And look what happened, because we're stuck at home. So in June, we're going to get the next volume. So I'm reading the series when I get the new books. So
that's awesome, man.
Wait, what happened? It was going to come out in theaters before the curfew. Did you get tickets for that too? Oh, the movie. No. Dude, I am such an antisocial weeb. I can't go to a movie to watch I can't watch a movie, anime movie on theaters. No, come on.
Oh, dude, I'm the opposite.
No. I remember, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I remember they did the screening for, I did the review for it, the Shinkai movie, Weathering with You.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine went to see it, and it was jam-packed because it was only like 3 showings in 3 different theaters, one night only, and everybody was there, and there were a couple guys behind him, and they just kept talking and talking and talking and talking, and everybody was shooing them, and they didn't care. I can't deal with that. I immerse myself too deep when I watch movies, and I don't like having somebody, like a crowd of people next to me. So no.
Oh man, dude. Last time I went to the movie theater to watch an anime film was the Dragon Ball Super Brawly film, and it was such a fucking fun time. Like it was just the theater was packed. It was sold out. And everybody there was just a diehard fan of Dragon Ball, and like everybody flipped their shit during the scenes that they were supposed to flip their shit. It's one of the best, most recent theater going experiences that I've had. It was so much fun.
I watched the first movie with an ex, and it was pretty epic. My hero kept getting more screenings.
It's the first anime film to ever get a red carpet.
Mm-hmm. Just recently binged My Hero Awesome series. Nice. I haven't watched the second movie. I know what happens in it because I read some spoilers by mistake, but it looks pretty cool.
I haven't seen any of the movies. And I know they're technically in canon with the manga, but I haven't seen any of them.
Standard movie, anime movie, where, it looks cool but doesn't change the manga in any way, so. It's like a Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, it's like a Dragon Ball movie. Well, which Dragon Ball movies are even in canon anymore? Does anybody know? I know Brawly is technically supposed to be in canon.
Super Brawly is canon, and the Bardock special, while it's not technically canon, they did incorporate it into the narrative of Dragon Ball. But every other movie is you're free to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever order you want. It's not related to the series.
Ooh. While we're on the subject, favorite Dragon Ball movie?
Favorite Dragon Ball movie? The original Broly movie.
Oh, really? Damn, you're going all the way back.
Yep. I still have the DVD for that. I love that movie. The Super Dragon Fist, because I like the Super Dragon Fist move, and I liked the little music box thing in that movie.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. I'm going to go with Tree of Might.
That's a good one. Yep.
Tree of Might is really good. That's before it went a little bit crazy, in Super Saiyan and all that, where Goku was still kind of grounded a little bit in reality. But I still remember flipping my shit when that Toonami commercial would come on, where you would have the voice of Optimus Prime basically saying they stole his son. And then they steal Gohan, and then Goku has to... Oh, my God. Tree of Might is so fucking good. I still actually remember the first episode of Dragon Ball I've ever seen.
Which one was the best?
I was probably 6, 7 years old, and my mom used to go to the gym a lot. And in order for her to work out, she would leave us at the daycare center in the gym, and they had Cartoon Network on. And it was the episode where Goku was fighting Vegeta, and Vegeta turned into the ape.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and I was a fan ever since.
Yep. For this question, nope, it's not canon.
It's not canon.
And it was filler stuff.
Neither is GT. GT is not canon.
Yeah. Dude, that movie was just awful in every sense of the word. I hate it.
God, it was terrible. It was so fucking horrible, man.
Super 13 was fun. I liked it. It had nice. Oh, you know what? I liked the one with Janemba. I like that movie. Fusion thing.
Okay.
Just because I liked Janemba's design and fighting whatever the hell Goku transformed into.
How'd you feel about Super?
I hate Super.
Wow, you hate Super. Damn.
I talked about this on the last Otaku Bros. I can't watch it. I'm done with Dragon Ball.
What?
I liked Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, that was
because it tried doing different things.
Yeah.
I hated Resurrection of F. I watched it and I was so pissed off. I still own the Blu-ray and I hate it. And then when the series starts, yes, it does do different things with the Trunk stuff and the green guy, I forgot his name. But everything else, it's just, for me, it's more of the same, and I'm kind of like, I'm okay with it. I just got burned out by Dragon Ball. I want other things in life, and to go back to Dragon Ball for the same thing, it's like going back to just only reading Big Two comics, where it's a new villain pops up, you defeat him, and then another villain pops up, and you defeat him, and then what we're gonna do? We're gonna get a new hair color change, and then we're gonna beat that guy, and then another bad guy comes up. I got tired of it.
It's your Walking Dead.
Yeah, but the Broly movie's great. I'll give you that.
Broly movie's fun, man. Yeah, to this day, I've only seen bits and pieces of GT. I never sat through the entirety of GT.
GT had poor execution, but interesting ideas, because I liked the whole evil dragons, and I liked Golden Ozaru, and having Goku back as a kid was it's okay, but it was just poorly written and badly drawn as well.
Yeah, GT gets a lot of shit, but a lot of those character designs were Toriyama. Toriyama worked before he left on those character designs.
Super Saiyan 4 is still my favorite transformation. I love that. It looks so badass.
I think it looks badass. I love Super Saiyan 4. I love the design of it. I'm glad they got away from the traditional yellow hair and all that stuff. I think it looks fucking badass. I wasn't crazy about how Vegeta reached Super Saiyan 4, because I was like, Vegeta using a machine and kind of cheating to get to Super Saiyan 4. Kind of not with the character, but okay, whatever. I'm willing to overlook it. But they look fucking cool.
And the design is canon because of what's it called? There's I don't remember if it's a card game or a manga or a video game that it is involved with Super, and they reveal one of the alternate dimensions that there's a Goku, and that Goku turns into Super Saiyan 4. So you read or watch, I think it's a short series or something, a short film, and you see Super Saiyan 4 Goku against our Goku, and so technically it is canon.
Huh.
I don't remember. If somebody in the chat knows, then yeah.
I feel like N-Man 40 is having I'm breaking his heart right now. He's having like this.
I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, Garlic, everything with Garlic Jr. doesn't count. It's all filler.
I feel so sorry for him. It seems like in the chat he's having this like heartbreaking experience in his life.
Yeah. No. When you watch Kai, they skip all the filler, because Dragon Ball Z had 270 some episodes. Kai, it's reduced to like 100 and something. So they took out a huge chunk of filler. Yeah.
How do you feel about Kai?
Not so much. Kai's the best way to watch Dragon Ball. I don't care what Omar says about having to watch the original, because whatever. I ain't sitting through all that stuff. I want the Kai stuff, because it looks the same. And what's fun about it is that they lost animation cells for that series, so they had to go back and recreate the art style for the older series, so the cells could match in the production of Kai. Because most of the cells were lost to warehouse stuff or fires. It's crazy. And you notice it in the show, but it looks really cool when you're watching an older scene redone and then a brand new scene in the style of the 90s animation drawings, and then it switches back and forth. I think they did a good job on it.
So you're telling me you didn't like Goku standing up here for like 5 episodes just holding the spirit bomb before he throws it?
Oh, Jesus. I could get so much done, and he's just standing there. Come on. Larry, Gio, thanks for blooming to you, sweet and wholesome. I'm enjoying it very much. And Ghostly Things I've fallen in love with. Long wait for volume 3, but it will be worth it. I need to read Ghostly Things. I wanted to get the first volume last year, and I totally forgot. I really need to read that.
Totally spaced out on it, huh?
Yeah. So is Kai the true canon or the manga? I read the Dragon Ball manga, but not Z. Kai is an attempt to remaster and recut the original anime so that it flows more with the manga, so it follows the manga closely.
Yes.
Because the original anime, they were nearly 300 episodes long, so they took liberties with a lot of stuff. So that's the whole point of Kai. Plus, it was the anniversary thing, so they kind of wanted to do something special, and they redid the openings and new music and redraw some scenes. But yeah, it's an attempt to mimic the manga more closely.
Yep. And man, 40, I'm gonna do you a favor, man. Go on YouTube, look up Team 4-Star, and start at Dragon Ball Abridged Episode 1. You're welcome.
There you go.
Have you seen Dragon Ball Abridged?
I tried. Not my comedy. Not my thing.
Oh my god, Dragon Ball Abridged is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's Dragon Ball Abridged is one of those things where it's weird because the first season that they did, it's mostly just comedy. It's a parody. And then they start taking it seriously. And then they start doing basically their own dub of it. And then you start getting into the Cell Saga where they fucking knock it out of the park to the point where it's almost as good, if not better, than the actual dub. It's kind of crazy. They nail Gohan's transformation better than the actual dub does.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot. Kai redubbed everything.
Yeah.
They use some of the same actors, but they get a bunch of new ones. So it's a better dub. If you don't watch the subs and you only watch English audio, it's a much better dub. The best part of DBA is that afterwards we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and Avatar Abridged. I'll take your word for it. Abridged is genius. Yeah, that has a huge cult following.
Oh yeah, it's a huge following. They're not doing it anymore. They were done. They wrapped it up after the Cell Saga.
Nice. Well, guys, it was supposed to be an hour, and I got other stuff to do, so I'm going to start wrapping up the episode, if that's okay with you.
Cool.
We have to do the giveaway.
Oh,
that's the last thing we're going to do. I haven't forgotten. For the giveaway, I don't do random number generators. I do this the old-fashioned way, and I count the numbers in the chat. So, suck it, random number generator fanboys. The question is, all right, it's 9:39. I'm glitching up.
You broke
Sorry.
up. You broke up while you were saying that.
All right, good. Yeah. The question is, and we're going to do this for 1 minute. So if you got a timer and you can help me out, 1 minute. The question is, what was the book I highlighted at the beginning of this episode? That's it. That's the question. And out of that answer, I'm going to pick a winner.
And hold on, let me set the damn thing. Okay.
Yeah. So everybody start typing in the chat. What was the book I highlighted at the beginning of the episode? This is for the $50 gift card for Stock Trades.
You've got a lot of people trying to scroll back to the beginning of this episode now.
It's easy. While we do that, while we wait for that minute, I want to remind everybody that you can get all your favorite books from InStockTrades.com. Collected editions, manga, all that stuff, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order $50 or more in that collected editions order, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging that you can only get when you visit InStockTrades.com.
Hey, great plug.
All right. Let me know when the...
And 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it.
All right, up to Caesar, right there. All right, let's see how I'm going to do this.
You got to narrow it down now. Holy shit.
Yep.
Damn.
One quick second. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Derek,
5, 6,
buddy.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Damn it, I lost count. Sorry, let me start all over again. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I caught it off at 940 with Caesar, so that's 19 numbers. And in a strange plot twist, I am going to do the number generator.
All right, man.
Let me get it. Number generator. So the maximum is 19 and the minimum is 1. Let me share my screen. All right. Can you guys see the
7?
No, that's not the number. That's not the number.
Oh,
sorry.
Somebody's gonna be. I apologize. Somebody's gonna be.
Sorry.
Fuck.
That's not the number. I hadn't pressed the button yet. My bad. All right. False alarm. Now we're going to do it. We're going to click generate. As you can see, minimum is 1, maximum is 19 because that's the cutoff. 1. Well, I clicked 1. Let's see who the first guy is. Okay. Who was the first one?
You're kidding.
That's what it says. I'm going to honor it.
Honor it, man.
Canadian Invincible Comics. My boy, you just won a $50 gift card for InStockTrades.com. How about that?
Good shit, man. Congrats.
You can get all the books that you want with that sweet gift card. I'm going to steal some of Gabe's things. I hope he doesn't mind. So use that wisely, my friend. Congrats. I know it was awkward. I know. How the hell do I take this GIF off? All right, there we go. So once again, congrats to my boy here.
Congratulations, man.
He was the first one. Canadian Invincible Comics, Overwatch. Yes, that was the book I highlighted, which it was right there all this time. Right there.
It's a great book. Great game.
So what you're going to do, my friend, is you're going to send your InStock Trades email, the one that you use to log into your account at InStock Trades. You're going to send that info, your name and that email, to omnibroslive@gmail.com. omnibroslive@gmail.com. And either Gabe or Omar or somebody is going to work with you on that, not us. We don't do the email stuff. But again, omnibroslive@gmail.com. Send that info in, and they will hook you up. And the reason I was laughing was because I wanted to say Overwatch@gmail.com. Yeah, use it to buy that Overwatch book from IST. Yes.
That's a good buy.
No, get some manga instead. I don't know. Get a lot of books. Maximize that gift card. Get a lot of stuff. Manga's cheap. You can get a bunch of those books for like $8 or $9. So
yeah. No.
But congrats, Canadian Invincible Comics. For everybody else, I'm sorry, but next month we're going to do it all over again. So you got to stay tuned for the last episode of each month where we do the giveaways. So congrats. We're going to wrap it up because it's been a wild and crazy Q&A show. I want to hand it over to the actual host of the stream because I sort of took over there for a minute.
Oh, no, man. Do your thing.
So Comics Guide 101, do your thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find me and follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at ComicsGuide101 on that platform. And if you want to take a look at some of my old videos, maybe follow some of the links that I have in those old videos. I don't post anymore there anymore. But you can find me on YouTube at ComicsGuide101. Gio, what about you, buddy? Where can they find you?
You could find me on my channel and geek about anime, comics, manga, bunch of nerdy stuff. A Week in Geekdom. Subscribe if you can. I just put out a video on the Batman White Knight book from Sean Murphy. So yeah, go check it out if you can. You know, number 7 immediately clicked off.
What happened?
I hadn't pressed the button. I'm sorry.
Did you?
No. Hunter C is saying, you know, number 7 immediately clicked off once he saw that number. I didn't say go. I just had the screen. When I opened the Google page, the first number that it showed was 7. I'm like, I don't know what that is about, but whatever. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for watching, subscribing, being a part of the Omnibus Collectors Network. We will be back Sunday for news and Jess drinking his coffee, because none of us drink coffee except him in those streams. He likes to say coffee drinking with the Omnibros, but he's the only one drinking it. So you're going to watch Jess drink coffee, and we'll talk some news stuff. And I think we're going to have a guest on. So stay tuned for that. I think, yeah, Jess, he's setting up an interview for something. I cannot remember what it was, but there's an interview coming, and I think it's this Sunday. I might be mistaken.
All right, man. Well, like the great Kenny Omega says, good day and good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Let me do the end.